Agahon, coming to you live from Numancia, Aklan, in Western Visayas in the Philippines. I'm having my morning cup of coffee, my coffee with Ginno cup here, my Copico Blanca. Copico Blanca is 3-in-1 coffee, cream, and sugar here in the Philippines. Really inexpensive. It's powder form. It comes in these sachets, they call it here. You put it in your cup, put hot water, and you're good to go. You got a nice cup of coffee. Easy peasy, like I like to say. Also this morning, I got my malunggay pandesal. I had to hit the malunggay pandesal this morning. I've already had a couple. Because with my malunggay pandesal, I like dipping it in my coffee. That's that kind of Filipino thing, I think. It's like Filipino. I've always done this. Even when I was a kid, like at 10 years old, 11 years old, living here, because my parent, my mom, my brother, my sister would do it. So I would copy them. I would dip my, and it's not uncommon for kids here to like drink coffee. Liana drinks coffee sometimes, not all the time, but she'll drink coffee once in a while. But you dip it in your coffee, you get a little coffee in there, take a bite, and you got a nice pandesal with coffee taste. Let me do the weather before I get started reading the comments. Let me do the weather because we do have a tropical storm. Let me just go here. Yep, we do. As of 3 a.m. This morning, the eye of the typhoon, this is like a legit typhoon here. Strong winds with this typhoon. Nando, Nando, is now in east of Tuguegarao City, Cagayan. Northern Luzon, Cagayan, Ilocos Norte region. That area right there, that's like I will not be surprised if like the next few typhoons in the Philippines is gonna hit the same area. Last year, 4 in the month of October hit the same area. That's kind of like our Florida, I guess. That's kind of like our, Florida gets all the hurricanes. Cagayan, Northern Luzon, that is our Florida here in the Philippines. So today, Batanes, Cagayan, Isabela, Apayao, stormy. It's gonna be stormy. It's not just rain. It's not, this is, when they say stormy here in the Philippines, these people are gonna go dangerous time. Unfortunately, sometimes they have casualties with typhoons here, landslides, flooding. My prayers go out to the people in Cagayan. Typhoon Nando, rains with gusty winds. A lot of rain comes in. The gust of the wind, that's like what's really strong, because if you can imagine here in the Philippines, you got like bamboo homes still, you got nipa roof. Man, those things, when the winds gust here like 200 kilometers per hour, man, it's just gonna blow that roof like out of people's homes. So dangerous times. It's the winds that really causes a lot of damage with these typhoon. And then in our area, it's raining because probably like the outer bands of the typhoon, and also it's still habagat season here. It's still monsoon. We're still getting monsoon. Early this morning, it was like a downpour here in Numancia, Aklan. And also to keep an eye on, there's another right behind this one, right behind Nando. Right now, it's still far. It's still like it says here, 3,000 kilometers northeast of extreme northern Luzon. So again, northern Luzon. But this one, it's called right now. It's called Super Typhoon Neoguri, Neoguri. So not yet in the Philippine area of responsibility, but I'll keep an eye on that and see. Those super typhoons, those are the ones that really cause a lot of damage in the Philippines. So far, this year, no super typhoon has hit the Philippines. Usually they consider super typhoon because of the winds. Over 200 kilometers per hour. Once you reach over that, they consider that a super typhoon. So that's the weather report. I just do not want to disappoint my friend Vegas Will. Vegas Will. He calls me Mr. Weatherman. He calls me Mr. Weatherman. Vaughn, hey Vaughn. What's up, Ginno? Not much. I'm getting my day started. Actually, I wanted to like see if I put my laptop down here. I put the volume down because I wanted to see maybe I can read the comments better on my laptop and see if I. Right there, I can see my live. I can see my live. Maybe I can read the comments better than on my phone. Yeah, definitely. I should have been doing this. I have a problem doing the live stream on my laptop. It won't let me. It won't let me. So now I can do it here. I can at least read the comments. They're easier for me to read. Yeah, there you go. That's better. At least I got like two places where I can read. This morning I woke up a little later than usual. I think 5:30 was when I woke up because I heard Mom and Leanna. They like to go to church early. You know, they already took them to church. They like to catch 6 a.m. church, and that's why after I dropped them off, I got the malunggay pandesal. I was actually looking for taho. Man, I had that craving for taho. You know, taho is like a silken tofu, got that tapioca pearls and like a brown sugar syrup. But I couldn't find the tahok guy. Usually early in the morning is when you get the tahok guy here. But I woke up a little later because we had karaoke night last night at La Casa Española. La Casa Española Apartel on the 4th floor where Dazzle had her birthday. Right next door to that function room, there's a small karaoke bar there. Really nice. I mean, like, even my friends last night, they were like, you know, they were impressed. They were impressed. The Panay posse was impressed about because, I mean, they got like bottles of liquor, wine, good selection of wine. They have a refrigerator there that's like those glass refrigerator. Beer, you know, it's got all the San Miguel beers are there. Flavored beer, Pilsen, San Miguel. Then the fruit juices, pineapple juice, bottled water. Really good venue for karaoke, and that's what we did. We had planned it. We had planned the karaoke for Edgar's arrival. Really, that was our idea, just to make him feel welcome. You know, it's like my good friend from Seattle was there. My good friend from Atlanta, Ruben was there. He just came back from San Diego. Nice get together. Expat get together. So we had a good time. Sang a bunch of songs. I sang Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. I sang that from the movie Top Gun, You've Lost That Loving Feeling. I was giving my friend a hard time, teasing my friend Grace. So it was a good time. We had a good time. Everybody had fun. It's always fun karaoke here. You know, you gotta let loose sometimes, right? Even if, you know, like I know not everybody does karaoke, not everybody, but I always tell people, like, if you're coming to the Philippines, karaoke is big here. If you do karaoke here, you will endear yourself to Filipinos. You cannot find a Filipino party here without karaoke, or a get-together, Filipino get-together. And even if you're not into karaoke, you're an introvert, you're quiet, that's okay. But I always tell people, try to have one go-to song. If you have a one go-to song that you like, that you're comfortable about singing that one song, and you don't have to sing well, it's like nobody really sings well in karaoke. Everybody just kind of screams, and you don't have to sound good singing karaoke, but that way you got that one song. It could be any song, love song, could be fast song, could be Edgar, he sang Money for Nothing. I was like, all right, Edgar. It's like I was like, so if you got that one song, that way when you just sing your one song and you're good. You know, once you sing that one song, you're good already. You can just sit down the rest of the night, just enjoy other people singing, laughing, because Filipinos, when they see that from you, especially from an expat, especially from a foreigner, they kind of like, oh, he's not killjoy, he's fun. You want to get that vibe, right? You don't want to be named like, oh, he's KJ. KJ is like killjoy, like you're not wanting to have fun. Philippines, man. When you come to the Philippines is all about fun. Filipinos, most Filipinos, majority of Filipinos, unfortunately, they don't make a lot of money. Hard life in the Philippines here. So karaoke is one of those things where it's a time for them to let loose. You can be the poorest of poorest person here in the Philippines, but once you get on the mic, you're like, you can have a good time. That's why they say it's more fun in the Philippines, because it doesn't matter where you come from, all walks of life here in the Philippines. You get them a mic in a karaoke and they're gonna be like belting that song. They'll be proud singing American songs. They're gonna be proud singing singing in English. That's just a thing. There's a thing here in the Philippines. That's why if you join into that karaoke, yeah, you will endear yourself to Filipinos there. You'll be surprised how many friends you'll gain just by singing karaoke. Yo, G, good morning, bro. Good morning, my good friend in Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Oh, Ruben sang some Elvis Presley song. I was like, oh dang. And Ruben's got a nice voice. He's got that like a deep like Elvis voice. He's like, what men say only. I was like, dang, Ruben, I didn't know you can belt like that, Ruben. He's like, we were like clapping for Ruben, and Ruben like had that going on. He got the Elvis. He brought out Elvis, man. Heart of our home. Hello, Ginno from Oceanside, California. I know now when I see your name, I know you're from Oceanside, California. My fellow Southern California Pete. It's like I've got great memories of my days in Southern California. That's where we moved from the Philippines. We moved to Los Angeles County. Our first apartment was in Hollywood, California, before we moved to Long Beach, California. And then I went to high school. In Long Beach, California. So I know all the beaches, like from Long Beach, Seal Beach, Huntington, Newport, all the way to Oceanside. I've pretty much gone surfing at a lot of those places, because my first car, I had a beater. It's like, because I got my license at 16, and I bought it's a Volvo station wagon, old Volvo station, automatic, because I didn't know how to drive a stick, back then. But I had the old Volvo station wagon. It was light blue color. And I could fit my surfboard in the inside of the car. I would put my surfboard inside of the car, and I took that. I had to be careful driving it, because it got to the point where it was overheating all the time, and I would have to fill the radiator with water, and then eventually I had to replace the radiator. But I had great memories of my time in Southern California. Vaughn, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. All right. Belus, my good friend in Wyoming, in God's country. All right, Belus, I saw like you were milling rice, like I'm sure it's here in the Philippines, your land here in the Philippines. All right, just listen. That's fine. That's fine, Belus. You don't have to. Thank you though for joining the live stream, making the comment. At least I know you're listening. Thank you so much, Belus. Magandang umaga, kuya. Mayad nga agahon. Olson, Aliyah, and my good buddy Isaiah. Hey, Isaiah, good buddy. All right. From Columbia, South Carolina. Charles Gardner. Good morning, Dazzle. Dazzle is still asleep. She sang a few songs last night, so I'm sure she'll be sleeping in. When I got home, we ended at 9 p.m. That's past my bedtime. 9. That's like usually 8. That's what everybody was telling me. It's like, Gino, yeah, you sure gonna be up to this, staying till 9? I said, man, I can handle 1 extra hour. But then I got home 9:30. I was beat, man. I was like headed straight to bed and sleeping. Actually, my friend from Seattle, he was like, today he wanted us to go to Malumpati River to go some water tubing. And I just told him last night, I could tell, I was low bat. I didn't have a lot of energy. It was a long day for me yesterday. I worked out at the gym. I washed the car yesterday, and then it rained, so not a big deal. At least the car's clean inside and out. Just I still gotta pace myself because when I feel like I'm tired, I know it's time to rest. And it rained anyway. It was raining, so it might be a rainy day at the river anyway to do some water tubing. I'm sure Edgar is feeling the jet lag. You know what? I was like, I don't think it's really, I mean, Edgar, he's done pretty good, like I said, jet lag, that's what I was worried too. I was even mentioning that to Edgar, he traveled from Ohio, 30 hours on a plane and like layovers. But he flew business class, so maybe that helped, because I've never flown business class. I've heard it's really nice, never flown business class in my life. I'm too cheap, I'm too frugal, but he flew business class, so he had a good room, he's got good food. He shared his the thing he ate like salmon or something like, fancy, business class, they serve you fancy food. You don't get that, like microwavable food that you normally get on the airplane. Hey, there's Gray. You're awake, buddy. You're great. He was at the karaoke last night. He was at karaoke. Pandesal is a popular, soft, and slightly sweet Filipino bread roll, often eaten by breakfast or as a snack. Yeah, right there. Let me show you one. I like this malunggay pandesal because it's kind of toasty on the outside, and then like my friend Gray is saying, it's like slightly sweet. But this one they put malunggay leaves into the dough, so it's like supposed to help. It's supposed to be healthy. That's why they start selling like malunggay pandesal. Thank you for clarity. All right. Morelio. Let me see. Let me read it here. Yeah, right there. I can read it better here on my laptop. It's hard to read on my phone. That's why I broke out the laptop here so I can read it. I can read your comment. This is better. I can read it better here. Bon. Mom and Leanna, they belong to Iglesia ni Cristo, Church of Christ. That's what their church is. Where are you from, sir? Hilton. I'm from the Philippines, born and raised in Manila. I was born in Tondo General Hospital, Tondo Hospital in Tondo, Manila. Rough area in Manila. Still to this day, it's like notorious for being like the roughest area in Manila. It's like Tondo. But I didn't grow up in Tondo. I was born there. But I think when I was 5 years old, we moved to Quezon City just because Tondo is rough. Tondo is rough. My mom was a single mom, so she took us and moved us away from Tondo to Quezon City. Then I left the Philippines when I was 12. Moved to Los Angeles, California, went to Long Beach, Wilson High School, go Bruins, go Fighting Bruins. And then after high school, I was graduated when I was 16, joined the military when I was 17, and then spent 20 years in the United States Air Force. And now I'm back here in the Philippines. I decided when I was 45, I decided I had a military pension. and I decided I want to live here in the Philippines. This has always been home for me, even though I spent over 30 years in the United States. The Philippines is home. It just felt, and it's been my home now and my forever home. I'm never leaving. I'm never leaving Aklan Province. Panay, Pasi, karaoke, alcoholic beverages, really? Yes, we had an unlimited access to alcohol. I had one beer. I had one apple San Miguel. I had one beer all night. One must have 3 or to 4 songs ready. Yeah, me, I have go-to songs, but there's a lot of songs that I can sing. As long as you throw me lyrics there. Mostly 80s music. Like I said before, I'm stuck in the 80s. It's like I know a few songs 90s and onwards, but more in the 80s. I just like the music in the 80s. That was my generation. That's when MTV came out. I was watching MTV constantly. On my days off, I would watch MTV. Wise, rebalance art. Oh, all right. I'll go to my laptop here again. That's where I can read. Anuj Pandit. I thought that was a bindi. Oh, I don't know what that is. My bad. I don't know what that is. And Dilly, oh yeah, you're back. You were on the live stream before. Greetings, Ginno. How are ya? I'm doing good. Just getting my day started here. I figure I'll do the live stream, and then I might just head to the gym because Dazzle might sleep in. So if I finish the live stream here, more likely around 8, I can go to the gym early and then just get that out. I like doing the gym. I'm getting in good shape, doing exercises at the gym. So that I think I'll do that this morning. Saying you are one of the most consistent YouTubers I know, and I hope your channel grows. You're putting in the work, brother. Good job. All right, thank you for the kind words. And that's me. I think that's been most of my life. I'm consistent. It's like I don't go over the top. Even with the YouTube, I stick to what I know. The live streams, people seem to like the live streams, so I'll keep doing the live streams. And I don't really make difficult videos, controversial videos. I'm just trying to show you what life is for me here in the province and what life could be for you if you decide to go join the Panay posse. If you decide to come to Panay Island, we got Aklan Province here, Capiz Province, where Rojas City is, the Canadian Beaver, my friend Michael and Kat, that Philippines life, they got a good life. James and Karen's of Adventures, they're here in Balete. They live only like 30 minutes away from me. But we're both busy. The James and Karen, they're in Masbate. I'm busy doing live streams, doing my workout, raising Leanna. Leanna's 12. So when we get together, we have fun because we catch up. Hey, what you been up to? We catch up. But that's when you're good friends. When you don't have to be doing everything together, but when you see each other, you're just happy to see each other, support each other. And that's what I feel when I'm hanging out with James. You got Antique Province here. I haven't really explored a lot of Antique Province. I've been to it a few times. I have a friend there, Larry. He owns L&L Resorts in Pandan, Antique. He's been inviting me there, but it's just like, busy. But I want to make time for that. I want to go to visit. I've been there. I filmed L&L Resort in Pandan, Antique. And we were hoping, like today, Gray, we were thinking going to the river, but we will, we'll still do that. Maybe when it's better weather, we'll go to Malumpati River and go water tubing. My friend Gray, he wants to do the water tubing. And that's where the resort is. That's where Larry's resort is, L&L Resort in Pandan, Antique. And then Iloilo, there's 4 provinces here: Aklan, Capiz, Antique, and then Iloilo. And Iloilo is like the place where it's the biggest city. It's the biggest city in Panay Island. You know, everything is in Iloilo City if you come here to Panay Island. And I've done many videos of Iloilo City. My favorite, and I think the best city in the Philippines is Iloilo City. Good AM, Ginno, Infant, the Panay Posse. All right, Fortune. Good morning, Fortune. My good friend in Cavite, Bacoor, Cavite. Olsen, those Volvo 240 station can last for, it did, you know, it's like, I had that till, I kept it Olsen when I joined the military, and then it was like, I didn't even expect to get stationed in California, Olsen, because when I joined the military, I was not a United States citizen when I joined the military. I was 17. I just had a green card, and when you join the military on a green card, I did not have a security clearance. My security clearance in the United States Air Force when I first joined was called favorable. You know, so every time there was like a secret briefing, top secret briefing, I had to leave. I couldn't listen in on any secret or top secret briefing in the United States Air Force, which was cool with me. My main objective really when I joined the military when I was 17 was it was a job. It was, you know, I was part-time working when I was in high school. I worked at Taco Bell. So to me, you know, that's like a job, you know. And the recruiter did a good job recruiting me. There, you know, he was like, you know, he saw my grades in high school. He said, "Oh, you got excellent grades." He had me the ASVAB, the military test, and I scored really well. He said, you know, the Air Force could need you. You know, so I could use you. You know, he said. So I said, "All right." And then he said, you know, after a couple of years in the Air Force, I can apply for United States citizenship, and I can get my citizenship, and which I did. I got my, you know, it was like the shortest. When you join the military back then, I don't know the procedure now. When you joined the military back then, the United States military, it took me like 2.5 years to become a United States citizen. They actually had a special ceremony for me and other I guess you would call us like green card holders to become United States citizen. It was at the Los Angeles Superior Court. The judge was like a veteran, so he was really proud. There was maybe 50 of us, and we were all in our. I was wearing my dress blues. We call it dress blues in the Air Force. And then there were Navy guys there, Marine Corps guys, Army, Coast Guard, all the military was represented. And we swore, did our United States citizenship with the judge. And he was really proud. You could tell he was like, you know, he was happy that we were in the military. You know, it's like, so that was the thing, you know, it's like, but that car, man, I kept it because I wasn't sure where I was going to get stationed. Also, when I joined the military, I came in, at the time it was called Open General. Again, because I was only a green card holder, I didn't have a secret clearance, I wasn't a citizen. I couldn't pick my job in the military. The military would, basically I signed my name to the dotted line, and the military was going to pick my job, you know, whatever was available, where they needed the most. And I just happened to be lucky, I guess, because, like, you know, there's a lot of hard jobs in the Air Force. A lot of your security police or your flight line guys, you know, it's like a lot of those people, when they join the Air Force, when they're in security police or flight line, jet mechanic, a lot of those guys, they join the military after 4 years. They're trying to get out of the job. They're trying to cross-train, is what it's called. Like in the Air Force, when you have a job in the Air Force after your first term, like 4 years, if you re-enlist, you have a chance to switch jobs, train on another job, because a lot of times that's how they can keep you. Because a lot of times the security police and the flight line people, the jet mechanics, the people that turn wrenches, that's hard job. You know, you're turning wrenches at like below zero temperature out in the flight line, or or over 115 degrees, in the heat in the desert, because most Air Force bases are either in extreme cold or is extreme hot, because most Air Force bases are away from the city, away, because our jets are noisy. But I just lucked out, Olson, because they gave me, I was a medical administrative specialist. I worked in hospitals for 20 years in the military. Controlled environment, AC, heater, it was always nice, that's why I ended up staying in 20 years. Hi, Fortune. Hi, Fortune. Good morning, Bon and OB. I'm up. Oh, Edgar, that's why I did the laptop here, Edgar, because I have a hard time reading on my phone, like the glare or something. I even have this light, I even have this light that Dazza gave me. Let me see where I'm at here. There's Edgar. Hey, Edgar. Good morning, Edgar. I'm getting kind of confused though. It's not jiving at the same time, man. It's not jiving at the same time. Von OB. Hello, Hulk. Edgar. Edgar calls my good friend Gray the Hulk, because if you meet my good friend Gray, he is the Hulk. I mean, he's got muscles out of muscles. He's the guy that trained me on my routine, my workout routine. I'm never gonna be like him. I'm never gonna be that huge. Like with all the muscles. He that takes years and years of working out at the gym. It's like I'm just happy that I'm able to work out again. I'm able to exercise. I'm feeling good. I know it's just a matter of time for me. I can start running again. I'm getting my legs really strong. Grace like pushing me to do more leg exercises with the machines. For my thighs. My core, working on my core. So. It's only a matter of time till I get back to running again. JP, hello everyone. Hello JP. Good day, Bon, OB, and Edgar from Fortune. All right. Hi, Edgar and JP. Hope you're having tons of fun, Edgar. Oh, we'll make sure that Edgar has fun here. He's got a family here. It's not just friendship. And I think that was gonna be my topic today. I always try to discuss a topic. I often go to, I have a lot of Facebook groups. I go on expat groups for ideas a lot of times, and then sometimes I see a person there maybe looking for help, and I volunteer my help. That's why I'm on different expat groups. And for me, it's good because like on the expat groups here in the Philippines, that's why I recommend it. There's some good ones out there, like the positive-minded expat. There's several. I mean, not all, of course. Some of the expat groups sometimes they get start talking politics and all that. You can kind of filter that out. But even for me, it's a good source for information for me, because there's people in there that I just got here to the Philippines. I've been here a month, sharing their experience, and sometimes I reach out to those people and ask them, tourist visa wise, or what difficulties they are experiencing. And that was going to be my topic this morning. I know, we're all different. Not everybody's the same. Not every foreigner that comes to the Philippines is the same. I often hear people say, I would never go to Angeles City or Dumaguete City because the number of expats that are there. I left my country because I wanted to get away from Americans. I hear that comment. But for me, I think, it's just my opinion. It's better if you go to a place where there are expats, that you have a commonality. You're coming from America. You go to Calibo, for example. Just an example. I'm not trying to convince you to come to Calibo. If you come to Calibo, you have expats, you have Americans here. I can introduce you to the Americans. At least, you don't have to hang out with them all the time. It's like, I know my friend, one of my friend, he's like very private person, but he's an introvert, but he went to the party last night. It's like, because I think you need that. You need that, especially if you're coming from the U.S. You're used to like people. You're used to like the culture, joking around, sarcasm. You're not gonna get that with Filipinos. Filipinos, they do sarcasm, but with fellow Filipinos. It's like you'd have to speak Tagalog. Don't think I hear this often from foreigners that Filipinos, they're pretty reserved, or they're pretty calm people. But I went to college with a lot of locals here, like from Antique, from Aklan province. Man, they are brutal with their jokes. I mean, their jokes sometimes go, borderline harassment in the U.S. It's not, there's no political correctness. When I was attending college, and my classmate would tease each other, like, sometimes, like I said, it's almost like borderline bullying. But I think, when you like isolate yourself, I've seen expats that do that. They isolate themselves. I'm not hanging out, they live far away, nothing wrong with that. Like I said, nothing wrong with that. But after a while, you lose that, that fun. It's like, I guess not, like I said, not everybody's the same. I understand, like if you live like in a remote area here in Aklan province, and you don't have a lot of activities that you enjoy doing, it can get lonely. It can get lonely. My friend from Las Vegas, he had stayed in an Antique province before, and he told me, Ginno, I wish I knew you when I was living there, because he didn't know me yet, when he was living here. Now he's back in Vegas with his wife and kid. But when he was in Antique, that was his thing. He says there was nobody to hang out like an American, or the culture, not, he felt like an outsider because he would attend Filipino parties, and of course he's not understanding what everybody's saying. It's like he's the only American. So he that's what he told me. He told me that he would have had more fun if he knew about places that I'm showing here in Calibo, like the 8 Ball Tavern, or in Iloilo, the places that I filmed. He's like, man, I wish I knew those places. Happy Sunday morning in the Philippines, Edgar from Fortune. Edgar, has Dazzle named you Panay Posse member? No, she hasn't. But I can already tell Dazzle and Edgar, they get along really well. Like I told you guys, Dazzle is kind of like, for me, if you get like the seal of approval from Dazzle, you're gonna be not just my friend, but part of our family. Dazzle's pretty good at judging character and judging people. It's like she sensed, like, I'm careful, because there's been a couple, unfortunately, that I've met. That's why now when I usually meet people, I get a good feeling people before I even introduce them to Dazzle or my family. I'm careful with Dazzle and my family, of course. I have to be able to sense first if if the person's like trustworthy, because again, it's like, even for me, I've had bad experience too, unfortunately, with some expats. That's just because I aggravate so much. He doesn't. Edgar's just playing, man. Edgar's like the nicest person. We already love Edgar, man. Edgar's a good guy. James, hello, sir. What's going on with you? What's going on with me? This morning, I'm eating, doing the live stream. You're drinking my coffee. Got my malunggay pandesal, just living well, my friend. After the live stream, I'm gonna head to the gym, get my workout on. Edgar, as long you are having fun, I am interested in what your impression are as you get familiar with the new style. Actually, JP Edgar told me, I can interview him. I try not to do that, it's like because, I try not to expose like the, Panay Posse. I don't want to expose, that's my friends, that's kind of like, that's going to be my friends. So I try to like, careful because how YouTube is. It's, like even last night we had the karaoke. I did not film. I did not do a live stream. The person, Nathan, the manager that manages the La Casa, he took a group picture of us and I shared that on my Facebook page. But that's about it because like, these are my friends. I don't want to like, some of the things I experience on YouTube, I don't want them to experience, because, unfortunately there's negativity in the world. People always seem to look at the negative, always criticize and not look at the positives. And they're my friends. I don't want to expose them to that. So, but Edgar did say, he's like, if I wanted to interview him, I wanted to be comfortable first, but we'll see, JP. He's been here less than a week. I wanted to get a feel first of how things are going, and then maybe we'll sit down. Maybe at his apartment. Sit down. Maybe do a live stream at his apartment and see if we can do that. Fortune, Ginno, Mike of the Philippines Live made an announcement about the beaver. Yes. I've actually talked to him about it already during Lara's birthday party. So I was aware. I'm aware of like Michael's plans, but I don't share it. That's for him to share. It's like me and him are friends. Like I said, I keep friendship, YouTube. I try to keep them separate. I don't make announcements that I know about other people's plans. I don't do that. It's like I respect Mike. He's a great guy. I consider him a friend, but I know what Mike's up to, man. I know what with the beaver, with his future plans. He's discussed that with me. And Dilly, we appreciate your hard work, filming, editing, posting the videos. You keep us entertained. All right, thank you so much for the kind words. I think that's why I keep doing it. I keep doing YouTube. I'm at it now for over 3.5 years now, going on 4 years. So I'll keep doing it because as long as I get the positive vibe, I get like people appreciate the videos, appreciate the live streams. I will keep doing it. Going back to the subject, of like, if you're a foreigner, you're an expat moving to the Philippines, I think you are really doing yourself a disservice if you avoid other expats. I mean, it doesn't have to mean like you're hanging out with them all the time, but I think maybe even once a month you get to hang out with expats. There's places everywhere in the Philippines now because more and more Americans, more and more foreigners are moving here. Even in Calibo, there's a place called the Bike Stop. It's nothing but like a burger shack, with outdoor seating. And in the sunset time, expats will pull in there with their motorbike. They'll order a burger and drink beer. That's kind of like the hangout now in Calibo. You got the 8 Ball Tavern, a little more pricey, more higher on the budget, but they got pool tables, air conditioned, draft beer, you can go there. Always gonna see expats hanging out there. I'm just seeing more expats living here now in Calibo. Maybe I had something to do with that, maybe I have something to do with that, but I think you just need that. Like even my friend Frederick, he's been over a year now in Iloilo City. He has a hangout place where he's not even really a billiards player, but he goes there because there's a expat get together there routinely, regularly, and he goes there and he'll shoot pool. He says he's terrible at pool, but he gets to sit down with Americans and talk with Americans, and they avoid trying to talking about politics because politics and religion always, when you start discussing that always kind of something wrong happens. Somebody always gets upset, or somebody says the wrong thing, and then it goes sideways very fast when you discuss politics and religion here. Like last night, we did karaoke when we hang out. We never talk about politics. For us, for me specifically, we're so far away from the United States. I mean, I pay attention to what's going on. There's things that I don't like seeing. There's things that I like seeing. But, we're so far away from politics in the U.S. to let that affect our peace here and our happiness here. I'm rooting for America. I want America to get their act together. I want America to be the powerhouse that America is. It's like I'll always root for America. But, sometimes, I just like to not watch it too much. It's like get off, watch the news. I've pretty much given up on the news because they confuse me. I don't know what's real. I don't know what's real anymore with the news. So I just try to limit my exposure. I have to keep up with it just because of YouTube. When stuff that's going on, people are discussing. I want to be at least able to understand what's going on. But I think you would have more fun. I think you would have more fun here in the Philippines if you're hanging out with expats. Like I said, not all the time, but even a get together. We had the karaoke last night. I'm sure I'm gonna set up something like fishing. I mean, when you're fishing with a bunch of expats, you're gonna have fun. I think it's gonna be fun just because you're not discussing politics, you're not discussing religion, you're fishing. To me, what can go wrong? You're just fishing. You can just mind your business, but at least you're there. At least you're interacting. You're interacting with people that you have a lot in common with, and sharing experiences. Look, JP's, he's asking, how Edgar, his transition and all that, he's wanting to find out, right? To me, that's important, that when people come here and they share their experience, that way the people that are still thinking of coming here, they get a good idea. Even though there's so many YouTubers, there's so many information out there about retiring the Philippines, there's nothing that replaces the boots on the ground. The person that just landed, the person that's honest, the person that's willing to help others. Unfortunately, that's not always the case. There's there's a lot. I'm not trying to name. I'm not never gonna name names, but there's just bloggers that I know. They're just in it for the views. They're just in it for the comments. They're in it for the money. It's for me, I'm never gonna be like that. It's for me, the fun for me is the connection with people. When I remember people that I've met, my friends that are in Iloilo City, Ivan, Frederick, Gerard, my friends that are in Iloilo City that I helped move there. I don't talk to them all the time, but when I get a text message or when I'm in Iloilo and I see them and they smile, to me that's priceless. That's priceless. My friends here, like Gray, when I see Gray, it's we always have fun. We always have fun together. I just watched Gala ni Sed, but I didn't finish to get to your live. Oh, thank you. He went to Malumpati. All right, Calawag Mountain. All right, resort for the Kawa Bath in Tibiao. We haven't done that. Dazzle and I haven't done the Calawag Mountain, but we've done the Kawa. Dazzle and I got photos of it. I think I videoed it too. Where the Kawa is this big cast iron. They put a hot water in there. It's like a bath. You soak in there. Sometimes they put milk. Sometimes they put beer. Sometimes flowers. Relaxing. It's like taking a bath, like soaking yourself. They say it's good for the skin. It relaxes you. You can. Very popular. The Kawa bath is very popular. Now here in Panay Island, I'm seeing that Kawa bath all over Panay Island now. Mararison, yeah. Hopefully we can get that done before Gray heads out of Calibo. Hopefully I can take him to those areas. Live your best life, brother. Oh, Edgar will. I can tell. Edgar's like he's gonna have a. We're gonna do everything we can to make it his best life here. JP, the biggest thing I've noticed with all the Filipino people will be extremely friendly and helpful. All right. I'm glad. I'm glad, Edgar. I'm glad you're seeing that. That's the thing, man. When you come here, maybe it's just a Aklan province, maybe it's Panay Island. Man, people will just go out of their way to help you here. So people are kind. People are kind. It's not. It's really a different. It's a different culture, but Filipinos are very welcoming of Americans. Like I said on the previous live stream, I don't think you're gonna find another country in the world that's more welcoming than the Philippines when it comes to Americans. There's many places now where they don't want Americans, right? Mexico, even Canada now. I don't think they like Americans anymore, but Philippines will always welcome Americans. They're happy to see you come here to the Philippines. And then you don't have the language barrier. It's like a lot of people will say, well, I prefer Vietnam, I prefer Thailand, it's cheaper, better infrastructure, but it's hard to communicate with people there. I've been to those places, and it's like just getting directions from people. They like give you the deer in the headlight. Look, you gotta trust like Google Map or to get around, or maybe now they have the app to talk to people. But here in the Philippines, you can go pretty much anywhere in the Philippines. I mean, they're not gonna speak like fluent English, but they can at least understand you if you're like you're looking for something, and they'll go out of their way and take you. If you ask for direction from a Filipino, if you're lost or something, man, they'll go like, follow me motorbike. I'll show you where it is. They're proud. It's like Filipinos are go above and beyond. That's why I'm proud to be a Filipino, just because I'm proud to have Filipino blood, because it's in our DNA. I think it's in our DNA that we're very helpful. We're very hospitable. We want to treat people the right way. Obi, some thought going open general would eventually get them ranked. The general, LOL. That's funny, Olsen. That's funny. I never thought that. I never thought that. I never even thought that I was gonna stay that long in the Air Force. To tell you the truth, I was just gonna get my citizenship. That was my goal when I joined the military. I was gonna get my citizenship. After 4 years, I would get the GI Bill. They would pay for my college. That was my whole point of joining the military, and it was a job, right? It was a job. They were gonna put me in a dormitory so I didn't have to worry about a place to live, and they would give me a meal card, feed me. So food and housing and a little paycheck, very little. Very little paycheck. My first paycheck in the military for 2 weeks was like $120, for 2 weeks. I made $240 a month, as an E1 in the United States Air Force back in 1984. That was one of our going joke before became crew chiefs, right? That's what I thought. After I joined, I figure I was coming in open general. I was like, oh, they're gonna make me, they're gonna give me the worst jobs in Air Force, right? The ones that they can't fill. That was the job I would end up going. I just lucked up. I lucked up. Also, they put me in the hospital. I was like, wow, it's like. People in the flight like, man, you work at the hospital? You came in open general and you got the hospital? Good day, JP. JP, hey, Fortune. Lowell, hey, Lowell. My good friend in Oregon. God bless, my brother. Mabuti ako, Lowell. JP, one of the main reason I'm choosing Aklan province to settle down is getting to know a few of Dazzle TV subscribers who will hopefully be around. Yes, I think they'll be around. I mean, I think we're I think the Panay posse is real. The Panay posse, JB. I think we're gonna, there's gonna be a few, get it started, get it going. But thank you, JP. Thank you for the trust. That's a big thing to me, man. People like trusting me, trusting to come here, trusting me to guide them, for their soft landing here in the Philippines. But like I always say, if you come here, no pressure. It's like I'll help you get that soft landing here. But if you don't like Kalibo or don't like a client, you're not gonna hurt my feelings. I just want people to like come here, be at ease at least. Because like when you come here, coming from the United States, and you don't know anybody here, that can be intimidating. That could be overwhelming. You land at a place and you don't know anybody. You don't know who you can trust. That's not, that could be overwhelming. That could be hard, hard to just, that might just like, man, I'm getting the plane back. I'm jumping on the plane. I'm headed back. At least, like when you get here, I can show you the layout of the land. I can show you what's available here. And then it would be up to you. It'd be up to you. I can at least you'll have a few options here in Panay Island. You'll see Kalibo, Aklan. You'll go to Rojas City and Capiz, take you to the Canadian Beaver. We can go to Iloilo. So I got friends in Iloilo now. There's at least you can get like a different variety, a city, a province, a mid city. You'll get to see that here. And Boracay, of course. It's like that alone to me, just the trip to Boracay. Once you see Boracay. I know people say, oh, it's too touristy, it's expensive in Boracay, and that's not a lie. That's not a lie. There are tourists in Boracay. It is expensive. Even the locals call Boracay Magastos Island. It's like you spend money in Boracay, but there's not many places in the world where you can go where the beach is just amazing, turquoise waters. The Boracay Island, the beach in Boracay, White Beach Boracay, always in the top 10 beaches in the world. I mean, and then you got the infrastructure there. You got the Boracay Airport now. They're building a new terminal. You got hotels, first class, 5-star hotels. You get the experience, but not at the cost. Like I know if you stay at a 5-star hotel in Waikiki, compare it to a 5-star hotel in Boracay Island, it's at least quadruple the price. So you're experiencing like top-notch quality 5-star hotel and not paying the Waikiki, Hawaii prices. Even just that experience alone, it's like very few people that I meet when they see Boracay will say this place is terrible. This place is terrible. That's like but I understand not all will like the same things. I'm gonna turn off my light. It's getting light out here now. Ooh, I turned on the fan. It also has a fan. It's kind of nice. I'm gonna turn that off. OB, also, if I didn't have my mom's house, oh yeah, I remember you mentioned you have your mom's house in Bataan. I would move to Panay in a heartbeat. Iloilo is so clean, and living closer to Boracay would be awesome. That's the whole reason. I'm here in Numancia, man. I wanted to live close to Boracay. We were considering before we bought our home here, Olsen. We went to Rojas City. We were looking at Camellia Rojas. Same thing, Camellia community here. There's one in Rojas City, and there's also one in Iloilo, Camellia Savannah. So those were the three. I wanted to live in a gated community. That was just my choice, my preference, and I was picking between the three. And the overall, the reason I picked Camellia Aklan was I wanted to be close to Boracay. I want to be able to, like, this morning, if I got up this morning, if I decide to eat lunch in Boracay, I could do that. To me, that's just so awesome. That's just so awesome, man. Scuba Steve, my good friend Scuba Steve. If I move there, it's all because of you, Ginno. Oh, thank you, Scuba Steve. Thank you. That's so kind, brother. Good morning, brother. Wishing you and the missus and the family the best. Thank you, Scuba Steve. And I'm glad I got to meet you. I met Scuba Steve at at Mike and Kat's house at the Laura's birthday party. And then a second time we on the way out when we were leaving Roa City, we ran into each other at Robinson's Mall. Thank you, Scuba. I know we're gonna be friends. I know, you're cool, man. It's like I like Scuba Steve, man. Be an inspiration. Personal experience is hard to argue against. It's a calling. Oh, thank you, Bon. Thank you. OB Bataan is also good. That's one of the western part too, and not in the middle of Luzon. So maybe slightly lesser. Yeah, slightly lesser typhoon. Fortune knows, Fortune knows like the Luzon area. He knows like what areas. And that's the thing, people get the impression that Philippines is like typhoon prone, earthquake prone, There's really certain areas, just like anywhere else, like that's like me when I lived in California. California's earthquake prone, right? But people in Florida or other places in the U.S., they don't experience the number of earthquakes like California does. Same dynamic happens here in the Philippines. Not all areas here are typhoon prone, earthquake prone. If you pick a place that's on a fault line, you're gonna have earthquakes. Same thing when I lived in Japan. Japan had a lot of earthquakes because most of Japan has fault lines. I think the location expats choose to settle down shows a lot about personality. Big city versus small town are yes. I understand, man. I know what you're saying there, JP. I don't blame people settling in big cities. My good friend, he's here visiting us. He's hanging out here. Grace hanging out with us here, but he plans on living in BGC. But when he settles down in BGC, he'll still visit me here because we're friends. Dazzle and I, we plan to go to BGC and visit him. You don't have to have like similar likes, similar wants to be not friends, right? And Grace like a brother to me now. It's like it doesn't matter where he lives, we'll come see him. It doesn't matter where Dazzle and I live, he'll come see us. That to me, that's like brotherhood. That's how you're really good friends when you get to that point. I don't judge people. I don't like I've said many times, we all are looking for different things. Not everybody is gonna be happy living in a city, living in a province, living in the remote province. When I say this is province. Aklan province is considered province. Even Fortune, he would consider Panay Island a province because compared to Manila, he's exposed to Metro Manila. So they view Visayas region as a province, but I don't consider myself living in the remote province because we have access to hospitals here, Asia Pacific Medical Center. We have access to Gran Gaisano Mall. When I say remote province, it's the people that choose to be like up in the mountains, like really far, like take 2 hours just to get to like a town. Those to me, and there's expats here that do that, and nothing wrong with that if that's what makes them happy. Off grid, kind of like off grid. There's nothing wrong with that. To me, if whatever makes you happy here, the option is multiple. There's something for everybody here. You can find a good life. The life that you want here. I think that the thing that people are attracted to the Philippines is Filipinos are just good people. I'm not saying all, be careful also, there's scammers, there's people that, any part of the world you go, there's going to be people like criminal element, bad element, you have to keep your eyes open for that too. But for most of the majority that you'll meet here, the majority of the Filipinos you'll meet, they're kind, they're good people. They're, fun-loving people. They enjoy the simple things in life. They know how to have a good time. It doesn't matter how poor they are, you kick a fiesta. You kick a fiesta here in the small towns. Everybody will be dancing. Everybody will be singing. You wouldn't think that they have a problem in the world. When fiesta comes here in the provinces, man, it's a great time. It's a great time. If they will truly bridge the bridge to Cavite, you can easily go to southern Luzon. Yeah, same thing here, with all the talk of bridges, but I know for sure the bridge from Iloilo City, Iloilo to Guimaras Island, that's a go. That's a go. They're already building that. Also the bridge from Guimaras to Bacolod. So that would basically connect Panay Island with Negros Island. So in a few years here, maybe in 4 years, I will be able to come my house here. I can drive all the way to Dumaguete City. That's gonna be amazing for me because I love long driving. I love road trips. So I can't wait for that to happen. Without passing, oh nice, without passing too much. And they're building that. I know there's like a lot of corruption going on with building projects in the Philippines, but it'll still get built. It's like hopefully San Miguel Corporation takes over a lot of these building because they seem to do a better job building anything here because they're a corporation. They're in it for the money. At least that it's gonna be toll fees. They're at least they're honest. It's like it's the government projects that gets a lot of corruption, unfortunately. Oh yeah, Fortune, the land price has been skyrocketed because of the Cavite Bridge. I'm sure it'd be the same with everything here in Panay Island and Negros Island. Once the two big islands here in the Visayas get connected. Build the bridge to Cavite. I hate. Oh, don't worry about it. I know about the spell check, man. I suffer through that too, Fortune. When I'm like texting people, I say, I didn't say that. It changes your words. This is I'm originally from Panay. I prefer Panay, but got married to a Chi. Yeah, she's from Cavite. That's all right, man. It's like I understand, man. Hey, happy wife, happy life. Happy wife, happy life, Fortune. Joe, good morning. Ginno, good morning. Joe, good morning. You get the same traffic, crowded, etc. I love that. I love Thai food. Yeah, I wish they had more Thai food here, man. There used to be one Thai restaurant in Calibo, but they didn't make it because it's different. Filipinos not big on Thai food. Not big on Thai food. Even in Boracay Island, I only know one Thai food on D Mall, and it's never crowded. It's just not. I guess it's not. Thai food is not what a Filipino likes to eat. Me, I love Thai food, man. It's like one of my favorite foods too. But their alphabet looks like a bunch of noodles. Their alphabet looks like a bunch. Yeah. It's like I've been to Thailand a few times. I've been to Bangkok. I've been to Pattaya. It's hard to communicate. Hard to communicate in Thailand. It's good enough for the Philippines. Oh, you won't have problems here, man. Especially the areas. If you're coming here to Panay Island, Calibo, Boracay. There's so many foreigners here now. It's like the locals here are used to foreigners. They're not. It's not uncommon now. Like if I can't go to the grocery now, if I go to Calibo now to save more grocery, SM Cherry, I'm gonna run into a foreigner. It's just there's so many of them now here. So many of them, which is a good thing. Good for the economy here. People are discovering Panay Island. They're discovering Calibo, Aklan Province. To me, like I've said before, Aklan Province to me is a gem still in the Philippines. It's probably like, I bet you Aklan Province is what Dumaguete was 20 years ago. Now Dumaguete City is a full-blown expat community, right? But I'm thinking Aklan Province and Calibo was Dumaguete City 20 years ago. So if you want to get in on like when it's still like on the beginning stages where it's not overpopulated with expats, you're getting on the ground floor here in Aklan province, and the prices are cheaper here. That I can vouch. I've traveled a lot of the Philippines, Angeles City, Dumaguete City, Iloilo, Rojas. I've been many places. Calibo in Aklan province is cheaper than any of those places that I've traveled. One of the cost of living, lowest cost of living, because a lot of the people that live here in Aklan province, a lot of people here are farmers. A lot of people here are like fishermen, so they don't have a lot. So they can't afford. There's not like like right now, there's only 3 car dealerships here. One Suzuki, the Suzuki car dealership, and a tiny. It's the smallest car dealerships I've ever seen. They display maybe like 5 cars, but like here, when you buy a car here at the dealerships in Calibo, Toyota dealership, that's a bigger size than where I bought my car. Toyota, Suzuki car, not a motorcycle. They have Suzuki motorcycles, but this one's a car dealership. And Nissan. And all of them are tiny dealership. They do not even sell cars right there where you can just pay and drive the car. Everything's just a display model. You can't even test drive it. They don't let you test drive the car. So you're basically just like looking at the car. Maybe they'll let you start it. I'm not even sure about that. You can at least open the doors, get into the car, check out the engine. But I've never seen anybody test drive a car here because it's in the display area. It's not even outside the building. It would be hard for them to like, basically when you go to a car dealership in Calibo or here in Aklan, they have the cars in a showroom. Like they'll have like the Toyota Hilux, the Toyota Tamaraw, the Toyota Wigo, the Toyota Race, the Toyota Rush, but they're all inside the showroom. So you're only like seeing them. There's no car outside where you can test drive it. So you're buying it like basically, from the reviews of people. Like I bought our Wigo just because I trusted Toyota. I've had Toyota before. I've had good luck with Toyotas, but I didn't get to test drive my car. I just saw it, what it looks like. I got in it, but that wasn't the car that I bought. My car had to be shipped from Manila. Cost me like 20,000 pesos for shipping costs to get it here to Panay Island. Tagaytay probably has the same traffic issue, huh? The time I went to Tagaytay, it is getting crowded. I mean, especially in the weekends. If it's like Saturday, Sunday, Tagaytay is crowded. Just because you can probably find a spot in Tagaytay where you would live in a gated community that would be not crowded. But once you get into like the Starbucks, what was that, mahogany, where they have the bulalo restaurants, the fruit market. Man, it's crowded. It's because people from Manila go to Tagaytay. It's an hour drive on the weekends. That's kind of getaway, like a staycation kind of thing for people in Manila. You'll see traffic in Tagaytay. Hello to Daniel, my good friend in Jacksonville, Florida. Good morning, Daniel. Good evening. Hello, Daniel. Good day, my brother. Hello, Daniel. Fortune, on weekends, it's heavy in Tagaytay. Yeah, see, Fortune knows. He lives in the area. When people go from vacation, staycation, you're coming in from Manila, that's Tagaytay's got cooler temperatures. That's why they go to Tagaytay and then get away from the hustle and bustle of Metro Manila. But because there's that surge, it's better in Tagaytay like Monday to Friday, less, but Saturday and Sunday is very crowded in Tagaytay. Panay is the best. You can be off city like Calibo. You can opt for medium city like Rojas. You can opt for bigger city like Iloilo, but not yet a mega city. then the various tourist spots. Yes, right? See, Fortune, Fortune knows, man. Fortune knows. It's like me, I just discovered it, luckily, it wasn't like when I came to Boracay Island, I didn't know anything about Panay Island. I've never been to Panay Island when I came here 14 years ago. I've visited Boracay before. That's why I picked Boracay as my landing spot. But I just learned. I just learned Panay Island, When I lived in Boracay for 18 months, I would get on the van, the public transportation van, the buses, the Ceres buses. I went to Rojas City. I went to Iloilo City. I went to like Antique and start, visiting these places. And even back then, the roads wasn't good. It's like in 2011, it's like the roads here in Panay Islands like way better now than when it was in 2011. They did a lot of road widening at the highways here. I'm glad they did. And then there's so many diversion roads now, shortcuts. The diversion road, basically, what they do is you skip towns. Like when I'm driving to Caticlan, I do no longer have to go through the different towns. I can skip towns. Cuts the drive. There's Liana. They just came in from church. How was church, Liana?
Sleepy.
You're sleepy in church? Girl, you're not supposed to be sleepy in church. You're supposed to listen to the sermon. There's mom. You're not supposed to be sleepy in church.
Yeah, short sermon.
So, short sermon.
Because I woke up early.
You woke, well, you guys like to go to church early. You have to get up early. Plus, surely friendly people. The way people in Panay speak Hiligaynon is so tender, which mimics their personality. Helpful, honest. Yes, they are known here in the Hiligaynon, the dialect here, soft-spoken people. Even when they argue, they're soft-spoken. I've listened to that. It's funny when you listen to them. Boracay is paradise. Got my very first tattoo on my birthday in Boracay. All right. Now I care. Oh man, see, Joe knows. Joe, like me, many times I already told Boracay is my happy place on earth. I'm never more happier than when I'm in Boracay Island. It's like last June was like awesome for me. The whole month of June, Dazzle and I spent in Boracay Island. To me, that and we'll try to do that more. Do a month in Boracay. Maybe in Liana's vacation, summer vacation. Yeah, that way she can come. With us to Boracay. We just gotta figure out our dogs. Chloe, we can take. It's just hard to manage two dogs. If we have to take Totoy too. I have to find a Totoy sitter to watch Totoy. Ginno, maybe you can start Ginno Panay real estate firm. I don't know, man. I'm not trying to start like work for Daniel. I'm sorry. I don't want to start work. To me, that's work, Daniel. YouTube is still not work for me. It's like once YouTube starts feeling work, I might ease up. But right now, it doesn't feel work. It's fun for me to do YouTube. That real estate firm. That sounds like work, man. I'm retired, brother. It's like I want to enjoy retirement too. You're offering us. Nice, Joe. Howdy, JP, OB, Edgar, HD. All right, Daniel. It will be awesome to be close to Panay Posse. We will see. Aliyah wants to stay in Panay for a few weeks. Yes. And when you come, you will be our guest also. When you come here, we will show you around. Panay Island. I will make time for you, brother. We might hit you. Oh, no worries. No, not a problem. Get an apartment. Yeah, like I said, man. Lola, to me, the La Casa Española, that's like ideal. It's like it's a perfect apartment in my opinion. Just because they do not require a security deposit. I have not found another apartment in Calibo or in Boracay that does not require a security deposit. Some of them 2 months. Some of them, if your rent is like 20,000 a month, they'll charge you 60 just to move in. La Casa Española, zero security deposit. You don't have to worry about, are they going to return my security deposit? You don't have to worry about that because there is none. It's like to me, that's a genuine rent month to month. You basically pay rent on the first for the next 30 days. If you want to extend the following month, continue. If you don't, you move out. To me, that's month to month. That's I've tried to explain that to some of these apartments here in Calibo. They tell me, they advertise month to month, but to me, it's not a true month to month when you're asking so much security deposit, you're asking 30-day notice for the person to move out. To me, it's like that's why I've got a good relationship now with the owners of La Casa Española because it's a genuine month to month. It's like if Edgar decides like he doesn't want the place, he just moves out. It's like he'll pay like they're prorating it this month because Edgar came in not on the 1st, so he's gonna pay prorated for the month of September. And then come 1 October, he'll pay for 30 days. So to me, it's like if he decides if he decides he doesn't want it after the prorated rate on the 1st of October, if Edgar doesn't want to renew on the apartment, he can move out. I can find him another place. And he's actually wanted me to look at maybe here at a community here in Camellia Aklan, but I got to search. It's like they don't advertise here well. It would have to be me checking with my neighbors, checking what's available, then looking at the place here. But I'll look of course. But not a problem, even for an apartment, Olsen. You guys can rent month to month. Check out Panay, live in Calibo for 1 month, be your home base in Calibo, and then travel Panay Island. Just check out Boracay, go to the Canadian Beaver, go to Iloilo City, SNR, travel, see the places here in Panay and see if you like it. The place in the Philippines that's less typhoon or earthquake is Palawan. Oh yeah. You don't hear typhoons or earthquakes in Palawan. It's just not as developed. That's the thing with Palawan, and it's hard to get to. Like I said on the live stream before, I'm here. We're so close to Palawan here in Western Visayas. But in order for me to go to Palawan, I have to fly to Cebu the wrong way. Here's Panay Island. West of us is Palawan. You can actually probably, if there was a fast craft ferry, but there isn't. There's not a ferry that takes us to Palawan. So in order for me to go to Palawan, I have to go east first and then go back west. Because there's not, many. The flights to Palawan, they're coming in from Manila, coming in from Cebu City. And I think Iloilo City now has a direct flight to Palawan. That's the thing with domestic travel here in the Philippines. It's hard to maneuver domestic travel because you really only have the Manila as the hub in Cebu City. Everything kind of flies out of those two big airports. So, like, let's say you want to go, like me, if I wanted to go to Siargao, people always, I love surfing, I love, that's the vibe I like. Siargao is like Cloud 9 in Siargao is probably the best surfing area here in the Philippines. But for me to just go to Siargao, it'll take me a day to get there from here, and which usually if you took a plane, it should take more hour and a half. But for me, in order for me to go to Siargao Island, I have to fly from Caticlan. I have to fly from Caticlan to go to Cebu City. From Cebu City, I have to fly to Surigao City. And then from Surigao City, I have to take a ferry, 2-3 hour ferry to Surigao Island. It's a trek. It's gonna take a day just to get to Surigao Island. It's probably worth it though once I get there. But It's not easy. It's not easy. Domestic travel is not easy here in the Philippines. You can take the ferries if it's available. I kind of like the ferries, but it's a longer travel. Like from Caticlan, a simple trip from Panay Island to Batangas in Luzon takes 12 hours on the ferry. And you know, not everybody likes the ferry. Me, I like riding the ferry because I like that slow travel. You know, a lot of times you end up having delays anyway. You know, in Cebu City or Manila, especially. A lot of flights from Manila gets delayed anyway. A lot of times you'll end up 6-7 hours at the airport anyway. You know, so to me, if I ride a ferry 12 hours, at least I'm comfortable. At least at the ferry, I can walk around the ferry. They have cafes, they have restaurants at the ferry. You can walk around, you can go to the top deck. You can kind of, it's almost like a mini cruise, you know, like to go and Starlight ferries. Those are like the good ferries here. And then the fast craft, because they're fast. They're not that as big as like to go, the gigantic to go ferries that you can put vehicles. The fast craft are smaller, but they're faster. It'll get you from one place to another faster. My dog wants to go out. I have to let Totoy out. What, boy? Scott, how's it going, Ginno? Good. I mean, my day's, you know, just getting started. After the live stream here, I'm gonna head to the gym. More likely, Dazzle will still be sleeping. She was pretty tired yesterday. It was a long day for both of us yesterday. That's why, you know, I told Gray, man, I don't think I can do the water tubing today, but I'll still work out at the gym. You know, I like, I'll get get on the treadmill and then do a little bit of lifting. Edgar, OB, you have to karaoke. It was my first time. All right, I didn't know it was your first time, Edgar. Then you will fit in good. All right, Edgar. I mean, Edgar sang a couple of songs, man. Edgar got a nice voice. Like I said, he sang that Money for Nothing. And I was like surprised. I was like, man, Edgar got good voice. That's my plan, Ginno. I'm planning on being off-grid and up in... Hey, like I said, Scott, you know, there's something for everybody. And I understand why some people choose that off-grid. You know, not everybody gets along with expats or not everybody wants to be around expats. And I totally understand, man. Like I said, you know, you can find a life here that you want to build, you know. The key is the Filipina. The key is, like I mentioned before, the key is finding the right Filipina that agrees with you, right? You know, that like wants to live off-grid with you. And you'll meet, I mean, Filipinas, they usually follow what their man says, Filipinas are like still traditional, not, all that, I'm an independent woman, I make my own money, kind of thing, Nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying something wrong with like that independent woman, but like here in the Philippines, a lot of Filipinas are still traditional. They still believe that the husband is the man of the house, that's gonna take care of the wife and the kids. That's how Filipinos. That's how it's ingrained. This is still the Filipino culture is still male dominated. OB, I'm a Phil-Am, Edgar. I have Magic Sing-Along. You got Magic Sing-Along, all right. I had that Magic Sing-Along at one time. With Dazzle and I bought that, but now it's in Caticlan with Dazzle's family in Caticlan with Miko and Kara. I can't wait to party with you and the gang. All right, Olsen. Join the gang. Join the Panay posse, man. Michael C. Good morning, bro. Happy Sunday. My good friend in Trece Martires in Cavite. I'm sure he's having his Copico Blanca. I got Michael drinking Copico Blanca. I even have a bag of malunggay pandesal. I'm sure you got malunggay pandesal. I'm sure you got malunggay pandesal too in Trece Martires. And I am going to have to get a good tan so I can look more local. You don't need to, man. You want to protect yourself from the sun. I protect myself from the sun now, JP. I'm like, I have an umbrella when I go outside because I can't be exposed to the sun anymore. I got like multiple sunscreens that I have. I always like care. I get this from Watson. I buy this from Watson. Friend of mine got me this. You know, I'm always getting present because I use a lot of sunscreen. You know, because I can't be exposed to the sun anymore. That's why I wear a hat all the time. I'm always putting sunscreen. I got an umbrella. That's why my logo thing. You know, that picture that's on our Dazzle TV. That's me on White Beach. I'm walking around White Beach with an umbrella, and people are probably looking at me like, this guy's nuts. Why did he go here to White Beach, Boracay, and he's with an umbrella? But hey, you know, I gotta protect myself. You know, I guess you know my oncologist told me it's like this. I can't tolerate the sun like I used to because of the chemo treatments that I took. Ginno, that's because you are better traveled than most Filipinos. Yeah, well, I am. You know, it's like for me, I think one of the things that works for me is I understand both cultures. I understand the American culture and I understand the Filipino culture. I've spent half of my life in America, half my life here in the Philippines. That's why for me, I give a different perspective. I see both sides, and when people ask me, you know, I try to explain as best I can the reason why Filipinos do it this way, why Americans do it this way. Because I get both questions. Filipinos ask me here, you know, why are Americans like this? And then Americans ask me, why are Filipinos like this? And I've always have a good understanding of both because I've been exposed to both. But Dazzle always tells me I'm more expat than I'm Filipino. You know, it's like I get along better. I get along better with the expats. It's the culture I enjoy more is the expat culture, the sarcasm, the jokes. You know, once I get to know you, you know, it's like it doesn't have. I know I don't joke around with people that I just meet. You know, because I know I have to be careful with that because people get offended and sometimes you don't know that you offend them. So I'm careful. But like with my friend Gray, I can tell him anything. I can harass him. I can do sarcasm with Gray because, you know, we're brothers now. You know, I know that I won't hurt his feelings and he won't hurt my feelings. Daniel, unless you're a party beast. Party beast. Like Ginno. Joke, I'm not a party beast, man. I'm not a party beast. Panay has endless blessing and offer a great deal for expats. I think so, man. I think you will get that vibe even with that James and Karen's adventure, even with Mike and Kat, that Philippines type. When you get to hang out, you'll see that, you know, it's just a good place, good people. Good people are here in Panay Island. We don't have the dramagetti. You know, we don't have that. We don't have the dramagetti that you hear, you know, expats, you know, fighting. I mean, come on now, fighting, you know, in a coffee shop, you know, things. I'm like, what, you know, you come all the way to the Philippines and you're arguing about something and then it gets to like fisticuffs. You know, to me, that's just, you know, we do not have that here in Panay Island. We don't have that dramagetti. Hey, all right, Captain Calibo. There's my good friend Frederick. He's in Iloilo City. He's been in Iloilo now for over a year. I'm so proud of you, Frederick. You're like one of my success stories. I always mention you, Frederick, that, you know, it's like Frederick came from Miami, Florida, and he's having a great life in Iloilo. In the posse. I will have a Panay posse shirt for you, Frederick. You're one of OGs, man. You're like one of the founders. You're one of the founders of the Panay posse. Spent a couple of months in Thailand. All right. Glad I did. Kept dazzling. All right. I'm glad, you know. And see, that's the thing. You know, you can come to the Philippines and it's not like you're stuck here. I mean, like Frederick, he traveled to Thailand. From Iloilo City, there's a direct flight to Bangkok. And round trip tickets about $200. I mean, come on. To me, that's like, I mean, that's a easy expense, you know. And then like a couple of months, Frederick traveled a couple of months in Thailand. I mean, and I'm sure he didn't spend a lot of money because I know Frederick's like me. He's very frugal, you know. If I go to Thailand, if Dazzle and I go to Thailand, we're gonna stay at like budget inns or budget hostels. You know, we're not gonna stay at fancy hotels. You know, to me, wherever we go, it's usually we're exploring. Like when we went to Singapore, the hotel is not a big thing to us because when Dazzle and I went to Singapore, we were up at 5 a.m. and then we're like not going back to the place where we stayed, those little cubicle hotels. You know, there's a guy on the bottom, top, you know, and we were there like only to sleep because like when you go to Thailand, when you go to places like Singapore, you're gonna be out and about. You're gonna be doing things like we got up at 5 a.m. We ate breakfast, and for the whole day until like 9 p.m. we were like all over the place, just taking pictures, seeing everything we could because we were only there for 5 days. But I'm glad Frederick, he's a couple of months in Thailand, and that's awesome. The rich in Tagaytay, where the restaurants is crowded. Yes, I've been to those restaurants. And yes, Mahogany Market. See, I got it right this time. Fortune. Mahogany Market is a cool place to visit. A cool place. They got all the beef. You know, I've never seen so much beef in the Philippines than Mahogany Market. And they got good quality beef. I guess they must raise them in somewhere in Tagaytay. But that market, just the marbling, just the color of the beef that they sell there. That's why Mahogany Market on the second floor there, they got like several bulalo. Bulalo is the Filipino soup, with the bone marrow. And their bulalo is like it's big, and like the bone marrow, when you like flip it over, lots of bone marrow. Delicious. I mean, it's not the best thing for your cholesterol, I'm sure, but hey, we only live once, right? You're only at Mahogany Market one time. You know, it's a visit, you know, so everything in moderation. It's not like you're eating bone marrow every day. So if you go to Mahogany Market in Tagaytay, you gotta eat that bulalo and that bone marrow. You can opt for Tagaytay suburb like the towns of Alfonso, Mendez, or I haven't been to those, but I have, my niece that lives in Manila. I think that is one of the towns where they bought like their vacation house in Tagaytay. She's done well. She's a UP grad also. So for years I studied PH and had around 6 to 8 locals to live. When I watch Dazzle T, I found my forever home. All right. Oh, thank you, Daniel. That's so kind. So kind, brother. So kind. Appreciate that, my brother. I found area. Really grateful to Ginno and the Panay posse. And you named the Panay posse, man, Daniel. That name came from you. You're the OG, man. You're like the founder of the Panay posse. Hello, Dazzle. Kumusta po, Mom and Liana? All right, Mom and Liana. They said, kumusta? Olson said, kumusta, Mom?
We're okay.
They're okay. Mom is okay. She was singing her hearts out last night. I mean, we couldn't get the mic off Mom last night. Yeah? We were like, Mom, give somebody else a turn. You know, she's got 2-3 songs in a row. You know, maybe six songs in a row. Mom loves karaoke, man.
Yeah.
Mom loves karaoke. Good singer. Mom's got a nice voice. Fortune, thanks for the soft-spoken insight. Very helpful. Yes, yeah, very, I'm glad. See, that's the thing, it's not all just coming from me. People that's here, thank you, Fortune, for giving out information like that because he's here, born and raised in the Philippines, still all his life in the Philippines. So Fortune is a good source for us. So I'm learning a lot of things from Fortune. The best places are always word of mouth. I agree, Scott. You don't really, you can watch a ton of videos, but it's usually from personal experience, like from a person that, like for me, I've lived here in Panay Island now in Aklan province. I've been here 14 years. I lived in Boracay for 18 months. I lived in Calibo for 4 years. Now I've been living here at Numancia, Aklan in a gated community for 9 years. So I pretty much have a good perspective of life here in Aklan province. So, and that's what our videos are all about. I'm just showing you guys. It's not like I'm showing you what my day-to-day life is here. It's like my walks, my riding around Calibo, shopping. It's like it's an easy life. It's an easy life for me. That's why I've enjoyed my time here in Aklan province. I searched Kawasaki. Oh yeah, they got a cow. I'm sure in Calibo, Iloilo, Google Maps said permanently closed. Is that possible? Maybe the Kawasaki dealership, maybe it's closed, JP, but they will have Kawasaki motorcycles. What's happening now, I noticed, like, there's companies in Calibo, like Emcore is one, EMCORE, and then there's like DES Marketing. And what's happening is like, the dealerships might have been closing, but those Emcore and DES, they sell several types of motorcycle. Like I can go to Calibo now and go to one of those places, and I'm just not looking at a particular bike. You go in there and they'll have a Kawasaki bike, they'll have a Yamaha bike, they'll have a Honda bike. Maybe because of distribution, maybe because the dealerships may be hard for them to survive. The thing with the dealerships here, I think they lose a lot of business with the service and maintenance. Because a lot of times when people buy their motorbikes here, whatever motorbike you get, everybody just gets it. If something goes wrong, even for oil change, even for battery change, whatever, there are so many like mom and pop like motorcycle shops here. You do not have to take your motorcycle to a motorcycle dealership here. So I think the motorcycle dealerships are losing a lot of business because of that. Because one thing I noticed, like even me, like on Bumblebee, at first when I bought it, I was in the mindset, well, I'll get all my service done at the Yamaha dealership where I bought the bike, right? So because to me that always makes sense. Our car, all the service on my car has been done at Toyota Aklan. So I was thinking I was going to do the same thing at the dealership. But when I took my Bumblebee to the Yamaha dealership, I noticed that all the parts that they're selling are pricier. Sometimes up to 50% more than what I could get at the mom and pop. Maybe the mom and pop might have like a China version or something. Maybe it's not the original parts. And then it's just, and then the weight, a lot of times when you go to like the Yamaha dealership at here in Numancia, there's several people there. There's a wait. Sometimes I have to leave the motorbike there, a Bumblebee there for a couple of hours. Man, I can just go like at the end of the street here. There's like the motorcycle shops, the mechanics. They're everywhere here because they are good at any kind of motorcycle repair. I'm sure you've seen it some on James and Karen's adventure because James has a motorbike, and I mean they can replace brakes. They can do everything. They can disassemble the bike and start from scratch. They can, if something broke on the motorbike, they'll weld it. They just do all kinds of things at a low cost, and then instant service. That's why I think the dealerships, they're losing businesses from all the mom and pop. That's why now a lot of the distributors, I think is what they call, they're selling you different types of motorbikes. So if you're looking for a Kawasaki, we're not gonna have a problem finding that. Pretty much any motorbike you want to look here that you've seen online, JP, not a problem. The problem is money. You know, it's like if you got money here, not a problem. We'll get you your motorbike. You know, it's not gonna be a. I mean, if there's not available here in Calibo, if it's available in Rojas or Iloilo City, somebody will bring that motorbike to you. You know, they will sell you a motorbike here. It's like it's the cash. It's the cash that's important. Ginno, I am hearing that it's better to get a scooter that is under 200cc versus one that's larger or a car. The taxes and the ferry costs, I'm told, are a whole lot more. That is correct. That is correct. The bigger the motorcycle and cars, if you have to ferry it from island up to island, will cost you more. The smaller bikes, most of the time, you know, like I've said here before, a lot of expats here get the Honda ADV 160 or the Yamaha NMAX 155. That's kind of like the common bike that expats that I see. When I go to the Canadian Beaver, it's like there's like a dozen of those things like lined up at the Canadian Beaver, because you can put like your own personal touch on those bikes. You can get all kinds of accessories for those two bikes, but anything over that, you know, like 200cc, you will pay extra. You will pay extra. It's a bigger bike, you know. When they'll charge you more getting into the ferries with them. Taxes, of course, when you buy a new vehicle here, when you buy a new car or you buy a new motorbike, there is a tax. Pretty hefty tax. You know, when I bought our brand new 2019 Toyota Wigo at the time, I was surprised at the local tax. It was pretty significant. It was not like the car itself was like maybe between $11,000 and $12,000 cash. But man, I paid like close to $1,000 in tax. I was like, whoa, you know, I didn't realize like new vehicles, new motorbikes here have a high tax. I might have to research it just to give you guys the right information, the exact information. But they're not cheap. Mom, I got some malunggay pandesal. I forgot. Okay. If you haven't, yeah, I'll eat oatmeal too. Yeah. I'll eat oatmeal. I eat oatmeal almost every day. Mom cooks me oatmeal. I got bananas there too. So that worked. I got banana. I love bananas with my oatmeal, and I even put a little peanut butter. You know, so I call it my Elvis oatmeal. You know, banana and peanut butter with my oatmeal. And the scooters, I don't think I know how, big bikes, I know how Americans like big bikes, Scott, but to me, the 160 Honda ADV or the NMAX, that's a pretty big bike already. I've seen expats riding it, have their wife or girlfriend in the back, even that box, they put the box on the back, like a storage box, so plenty of room. The Colonel, good morning, Colonel. Mom must be cleaning. I can hear the walis ting ting. You can hear it. Yeah, she was sweeping outside. Mom always, there's leaves falling from a couple of these trees outside, so she's doing the walis ting ting. That's common every morning. Like my neighbors do the same thing. I always hear walis ting ting. Somebody doing the walis ting ting.
Yes.
It is. It's so quiet. Like I'll show you guys. I'll go outside real quick so you can see how quiet our neighborhood is. At any time, it's quiet. Quiet in our neighborhood. Clouds this morning, but not raining. Oh, there's my Kuya Rex. My Kuya Rex is always cleaning his Subaru. New Subaru. Hey, Kuya Rex. I can't get close to you, Kuya Rex, because my live stream will go out. But man, my Kuya Rex here, he is like he cleans his car all the time. Look at him. He's brushing his engine. I mean, he takes excellent care of his vehicles. This is his second Subaru SUV, brand new Subaru SUV here. There's a Subaru dealership here in Iloilo City. That's where he gets his Subaru SUV. But look, I mean, our neighborhood is always like this. A lot more cars in the street today because it's Sunday. Like there, my neighbor's there. That's a Toyota. I see a Suzuki. I see a MG, another Suzuki vehicle here. More cars out here today because it's Sunday. It's Sunday. My neighbor there, she's got a Toyota Vios. So everybody, our street is busy. Oh, look at that. There's like motorbikes there. More people today. Let me see if I can move a little out here so you can see our street. But a lot more vehicles on our street today because it's Sunday. Another Toyota is popular here in Aklan province because we have a Toyota dealership here in Numancia. But right there, like you see, our neighborhood is just so quiet. There's Bumblebee. I'll have to wash Bumblebee today. I washed my car yesterday, so the car is clean. But a lot more vehicles here on our street because it's Sunday here. But no sun this morning. It'll probably end up raining today here. I just showed him outside, Mom. Walked outside real quick that way. Since Olson mentioned our neighborhood is always so quiet. And it is. It's always quiet here. That's one thing I like about our neighborhood. It's always quiet. But the boss rooster made it here. I filmed it. The next video, that'll come out. You'll see the boss rooster. He had 4 hens and 4 little chicks. 4 little chickens. He made it all the way to like the vacant lot here. I don't know how he made it all the way over here. He is getting bold. He's getting...
Maybe he also have ID to come here.
Maybe he's got an ID. He's got an ID to, he's a resident. He's a resident. The boss rooster, well, he's not allowed. They don't allow roosters and chickens in our neighborhood.
Maybe the guard is not there.
The guard, yeah, he slipped. He slipped through the guard. The boss rooster slipped through the guard. OB, I had to crank my sound up. Not hearing the cleaning up. Then I hear. She's done, JB. Mom's done sweeping with the walis ting ting.
Yeah.
Walis ting ting is like it's like a broom, but it's like tiny pieces of I think it comes from coconut, right, Mom?
No. The one they called ambulong.
Oh, okay. Ambulong?
Like some that, no.
Okay. I don't know where they came from, but it makes a certain noise when you sweep. It's a commonly used broom outside. The walis ting ting. Walis ting ting is what it's called.
That's the bigger one. That's the coconut.
The coconut bigger. Okay. Scott, I have the right key. I still get word though that she is not expressing what would make her happy just to make me happy. Yeah. I think I know what you're saying, Scott. Filipinas sometimes, it takes a while, especially your different culture, to understand the Filipina. A lot of times they don't tell you what's on their mind, what they really want, so I know what you're saying. Like you have to guess sometimes. It's amazing, Ron. It's amazing to be back on the stream. Loving the videos lately, Ginno, and they are such a joy. Oh, thank you, Ronnie. Thank you, Ronnie. I hope you are doing good. I'm doing good. I mean, better than I've felt. Like after my treatments, it's like the best I've felt. Now I'm back in the gym. I'm getting stronger by the day. God bless, Maria. Really feeling grateful. Grateful that I'm getting back, to normal. Everything, all functions are going back to normal for me. My theory is that white sand therapy is absorbed through the feet, not from the sun. I think so. Like me, I love like walking on the white sand. I love that feeling. That's when I'm in Boracay Island. It's like I could spend hours and hours just walking on the beach in Boracay. And I don't even have to get in the water, you know. Usually I can just sit underneath a coconut tree, just sit there, watch people, watch the water, watch the waves. You know, that relaxes me when I'm in Boracay Island. To me, being a party beast is going wild at all you can eat buffets. All you can eat. Here, the only all you can eat buffets, Daniel, is in Boracay Island. The Henan, man, the seafood buffet at the Henan, the one you paid for Dazzle and I. I remember that, brother. You paid for Dazzle and I to go to the Henan seafood buffet. Amazing, amazing buffet. That would be a stop for you for sure. And then in Iloilo Vikings, you know, that's another nice buffet here. But Boracay's got plenty of Vegas style buffets, like the Mandarin Hotel is another place that's got a good buffet in Boracay Island. And pretty inexpensive, like the one that you paid for when we went at the Henan. It was $20 for a seafood buffet. And I think I remember I had like 5 plates. You know, I mean, you know, I wasn't filling up the plate, but like I was trying out everything, but I just couldn't eat anymore. And there's no time limit. You know, I remember Dazzle got in there like at 5 p.m. and we were just tired of eating. It was like we were there 3 hours, and I was just looking at Dazzle. I said, man, I don't think I can eat anymore. That's the one thing about the buffet. You're almost like, you know, you want to get your money's worth. You don't want to try everything, but you end up eating so much. PH is a great hub for travel. Yes, right, Scott? You know, it's like not just... it's a good base, you know, if you want to travel. I did that when I lived in Boracay Island, my first 18 months here. I traveled. I went to Hong Kong. I went to Thailand. I went to Malaysia. I went to Borneo. I went to Kota Kinabalu. I went to Singapore. You know, it's a good home base to travel, especially now here in Panay Island, between Katiklan Airport and between Iloilo Airport. There's direct flights now, a lot of direct flights to Southeast Asia. You don't have to go to Cebu anymore or Manila to catch those flights. Like I said, Iloilo City, amazing how much direct flights are now leaving from Iloilo City, not just to Southeast Asia, but all over the Philippines. You can now fly from Iloilo City direct to like Bicol and go to Mayong Volcano. You can go to Panglao, Bohol directly. Within an hour, you can be in Panglao, Bohol, or Davao, or Dumaguete. You know, it's like Iloilo City is becoming a second hub. Cebu City, of course, is where the travel in Visayas Island, but Iloilo City is not far behind now. More flights will be because it's a nice airport in Iloilo City. It's away from, it's close enough to Mandurriao, maybe 10-15 minutes, but they built a nice airport there. You're not into like the traffic. You're not, Iloilo City was well planned. When they built Iloilo City, very well planned city. In Calibo, we only fight to get the last bag of pandesal. Last bag of that's a slice of heaven in the morning. I know, right, Edgar? To me, and you know, it's like I do not run out of malunggay pandesal. A bag of fresh hot out of the oven, 5 pesos each. A bag, you know, a bag is less than $1. Man, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. Hit up some boodle fights. Boodle fight, and you can get. Oh yeah. One thing, they do have boodle fights even in Boracay. That's and I know Iloilo City. It's got boodle fight. It's like they lay out like banana leaves. Daniel, they'll put the banana leaves and they'll put rice and different types of food, seafood. A lot of times seafood, shrimp, crab. They'll put chicken, like barbecue chicken, barbecue pork, and they just lay it out, and everybody just grabs food, rice with their hand. People are wearing gloves now, you know, like plastic gloves. Before the real boodle fight, old school, you don't even need the gloves. You don't need the gloves. But now they make you wear gloves, sanitary, COVID, that thing. But you just eat with your hands. Everybody's standing up. It's not a sit down kind of thing. And you just kind of pick and choose. They'll put like tomatoes in there and just all kinds of stuff on the boodle fight. And it's eat all you can. Eat to your heart's desire. If there's a Kawasaki in Iloilo, oh yes, I'm pretty sure. Like I said, I'm pretty sure. And like I told Daniel, that JP Fortune, if he wants a Kawasaki, we'll get him a Kawasaki. It's not like an issue. People, the distributors here in Calibo, they'll ship that over here, and they won't even really charge you a lot on the shipping because a motorbike is easy to like put on a truck, and it's not it's not a car. If it's a car, it might cost a little to put on a truck, but like a motorbike's easy. Heck, they can put the motorbike on a jeepney, on a multi-cab. It's not easy to not hard to transport a motorbike. Sing, Dazzle, sing. All right. Raise your joyful noise. All right. Thank you. I had enough singing last night. I sang the Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams. I even sang Queen, the Bohemian Rhapsody Queen. I sang, I think I sang about 6-7 songs last night. So my voice is struggling this morning. Have a nice day, Ginno and fam. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. Motorcycle City in Calibo carries various. Yep, I've seen that. I gotta look for it. Motorcycle City. Thank you, Fortune. But that's why I know any motorbike. I mean, the one thing about motorbikes here, they're available everywhere because in the province, that is the main mode of transportation. There are more motorcycles here than anything, than cars, than anything. It's like majority of people in Aklan province have motorcycles. Hot malunggay pandesal in the morning is very good breakfast. Yep, you can eat plain, put filling like peanut. Yeah, cheese whiz, Cheese whiz, Philippines. I think I got some cheese whiz. It's not cheese whiz. I think we got the. Yeah, it's right here. It is cheese squeeze. It's a different version. This is Mom's favorite here. Pimento. See, you heard Mom. This is her favorite. It's like cheesy squeeze. Magnolia makes it. It's got pimento. It's got like pepper, like a pepper taste to it. Delicious on pandesal. That's Mom's. I'm the peanut butter guy. Fortune. I put peanut butter on everything. I put peanut butter on pandesal, on oatmeal, anything. Peanut butter and jelly is my favorite sandwich. In the USA, dealers pay the rent on service sales. Yeah, I don't know how I got to do more research on it, Scott, but I remember, man, I paid a hefty tax on a brand new vehicle here. I didn't realize it was that big. I was surprised actually, but I wanted a new car. My first car here in the Philippines was a disaster because I bought it used. So I wasn't gonna make that same mistake. So we saved money to purchase a new car. I have to try malunggay. It's amazing, Ray. Especially coming out of the oven when you line up and you get it coming out of the oven, toasted top. Yeah. And then we got a toaster to reheat it, but it's always best to get it like. I don't even make it home and I'm already eating the pandesal. On Bumblebee, I'm dragging Bumblebee. I got like pandesal in my mouth already. They're that good, man. Ray, my non-verbal autistic daughter loves malunggay. All right. Yeah, I think pandesal is one of those things that most Filipinos we just enjoy it, especially for breakfast. And then afternoon snack, very popular here. I used to put margarine and sprinkle sugar on my pandesal. I did that, Olsen. I did that with You know, the plain, the square, like white bread. I grew up on that. Me and you, we're the same. I grew up on that as a kid. I remember the plain white bread, the star margarine, and then white sugar. I used to eat that when I was a kid. I haven't eaten it since I was a kid, but I used to love that when I was a kid. I've leveled up. I went to peanut butter, man. I leveled up. I can afford peanut butter now. You know, before it was just like the margarine and white sugar. I never tried Ovaltine though with my pandesal. I never tried that. I never tried Ovaltine, but I always just drank. I did eat Ovaltine in a spoon. I remember doing that. Ovaltine and Milo, Nido. As a kid, I would like scoop it and eat it, you know, without mixing it in water. I do remember that. Wow, thanks for the tip on the larger bikes. Yeah, most of the people I know that get the larger bikes are the ones in Luzon, because if you're in Luzon, to get on the highways, the expressways in Luzon, you have to have a certain bike. You can't be on the highway in Luzon with like a 125cc. They won't let you do that in Luzon because it's a toll booth. Only the big bikes are allowed on the expressway in Luzon. That's why a lot of people in Luzon get big bikes. In Panay Island, man, you can ride you can like a 60, 90cc motorcycle in the highway here. There's no restriction in the province. That's why I like it in the province. Heck, you can ride a horse on the highway here. Nobody's gonna say something to you here. There's just we don't have the rules. We don't have the rules here in the province of Panay Island, the province of Aklan. You know, the only time you might get something rule-wise would be in Iloilo City, because it's a city. But even in Roa City, not many rules there. You know, it's like the wild west here in Panay Island. You can pretty much do anything here, man. It's like they're not strict at all with rules and regulations here. Scott, I wonder what the taxes are on the Honda. Yeah, I'll do research. Scott, but it's hefty. It's hefty. The taxes are hefty. I would say you're looking, if I'm guessing, at least 10%. 10% on the tax. It's not a small change, especially if you're buying a bike that big. You're probably looking at $18,000. So you're looking at over $1,000 on taxes on that, because I know those big bikes, they're not cheap. You know, they're not cheap. You know, the NMAX and the NMAX and the ADV, about $3,000. I know those bikes, you're probably looking at least $15,000 to $20,000 on those bikes. They don't sell it here in the States. Oh, okay. Let me see here. I can't read that. Sometimes the glare, I have a hard time reading. I have to like screen. Oh, okay, right there. I'm not a little human, 300 pounds. Okay, that's why I know you're considering a bit bigger bike. Thanks, Fortune. I'm a pandesal lover. All right, thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. Losing weight down 100 more, 80 more to go to fix my knees. Awesome, man. Congratulations, Scott. That is awesome. Your tricycle's here? All right. Oh, sige, ma'am. All right. GP. Thanks again, Fortune. All right, mom. Thanks again, Fortune. I will check it out. I know I am Yeah, GP, don't overthink things. That is common though, GP. I understand. I know, you know, I see that. I see that when people come here, especially when they get here. I understand, you know, there's still that anxiety for moving here. I've heard that term actually the first time I heard about overthinking. Mike from the Canadian Beer was talking to an expat, and Mike told him, dude, you're just overthinking things, and that stuck with me. And I start noticing that with people, the ones that come here to the Philippines, when they land here, it's that mentality in the U.S. It's that mentality in the U.S. The worrying in the U.S. You lose that though. You will lose that the minute you stay longer here in the Philippines. You're gonna be just like me in a short time. Go with the flow. It's like don't overthink things, because sometimes overthinking things, that just brings anxiety. You get worried, you get nervous, and then you'll realize, man, what was I worrying about that? That's motorbikes, that's so easy. You shouldn't worry about motorbikes, JP. There's so many motorbikes here, so many to choose from. Inexpensive in my mind. It's like 3,000 and below, you're getting a good motorbike. It's like, to me, it's like, I mean, man, those Honda ADV and NMAX, they're cool, man. They got like the remote control, they got like a alarm. I was like, man, it's like, to me, they're already fancy bikes. I got a 125, I got a 125 Yamaha on my on Bumblebee, and I would love to own like one of those Honda ADV 160 or NMAX. That would be like a major upgrade for my tricycle. That is a very nice neighborhood, Ginno. It is. I've enjoyed living here in our community. It's have issues, like anything else in the Philippines. Any housing you'll have issues. But right now we got a great crew. We just elected new HOA directors. Our president, she's an awesome lady. Her name's Dominique. She lives on our street. Perfect person to like unite everybody here. We were kind of like broken as a HOA. We splintered into like two parties. If you can believe that, an HOA having two parties. We had like a group. We had two HOA group chats. To me it was like ridiculous. But now we're back to one HOA group, and everybody's I'm feeling all right, man. I'm feeling like everybody's getting together now. It's not like we don't have the two parties arguing about nonsense. Now we have a good group of board of directors. We're headed in the right direction. More people are paying their HOA, so that's a great sign. So I have hope still for our neighborhood to get it turned around, because the quality has dropped, the last year or so. We don't have our swimming pool is still not working. Been close to a year now that our swimming pool is not working because of the disagreements of our HOA. But I think we got the right people in place. Hopefully come summer, March, we'll have our swimming pool back. Great job. Keep on. All right. Thanks. Keep going, Scott. You can do it. Yes. We're rooting for you, Scott. We're rooting for you. You can do it. Yeah, just take your time. It's not a race. Scott. It's like slow and steady wins the race. Awesome on that weight loss. I lost 90 pounds about 4 years ago and kept it off. I agree that Camellia is an awesome neighbor. Not perfect, but no worries. Thank you. That's all I'm saying. You will not find a perfect situation in the Philippines. Even condos, even BGC, even gated community, even off-grid, there's always going to be issues here, and it's just a matter of like what you can tolerate, what's ideal for you. It's like one thing in the province that was kind of big for me, just for me. I'm a dog lover. I love my dogs, and if I live outside a gated community, there's stray dogs, and it would be hard for me to walk my dogs. Like here, after the live stream, I'll walk my dogs and I'll head to the gym. But you saw our street, you saw our neighborhood. I can walk my dogs in peace. When you live outside a gated community here, there's a lot of stray dogs. And some stray dogs will attack your dog. You know, so that was a big thing for me. I'm very protective of my dogs. Yeah, roosters, I don't mind so much. I don't mind if the boss rooster comes here. I like him. I like the boss rooster. I do not mind roosters. I'm not one of those like anti-rooster. You know, I love animals, so I love the boss rooster. That's not a big thing. But the other thing that I didn't like is like here in the province, they burn trash. You know, so if you live outside a gated community, you might have a neighbor that burns their trash, and you can build a nice home, you can fence it, you can build a nice area for yourself, but if your neighbors are burning trash, that's toxic fumes are like you're inhaling some of that toxic fumes. So that was a big thing for me. Here in our community, nobody burns trash. It's not allowed. Very strict. Our HOA is very strict. And then I know some people don't like the HOA being very strict, but like I said, JP saying, no perfect situation anywhere you live here in the Philippines. Even condominiums, a lot of condominiums here in the Philippines, they start out good. It's like when they build the condominium, brand new, everything's like shiny, new, but 10 years later, it deteriorates, because they're not good at maintaining things here. In 2 months, Ubi. Thanks, Ubi. Karaoke is part of the Filipino culture. I know it's not for everyone, but like I said, if you have that one go-to song, sing it, and then you're good to go. You're with the people, you're with the people once you do that one song, man. And if you don't do the one song, it's still not, they're not gonna harass you. It's not like that. But they're just be happy that you sang that one song. No matter how bad you sang your one song, people will be clapping. People will be like, "Oh yeah, you're not KJ," things like that. PH needs to convince the youth to build the bridges as part of the Joint Defense Initiative. Oh, that's a good idea. I mean, the U.S. is investing a lot of money in the Philippines now. All the military bases here in the Philippines that the Americans are using, they're getting like a spit shine. You're getting a spit shine. Runways, dormitories. When there's American troops underground here and they have to live and work here in the Philippines at the Filipino-owned bases, not U.S. bases. There's not a single U.S. base here in the Philippines. All the bases are Filipino-owned. But when Americans, work on those bases, Americans are gonna upgrade it. They're going to upgrade. Runways will be upgraded. Dormitories will be upgraded because that's just how Americans are. We're spoiled. We're spoiled. We like the good stuff. We like the good stuff in America. We don't want to rough it. We don't want to rough it like Filipinos like to rough it. My LDR told me PH had corn rice. It's a mixture. I have seen that. Corn and rice. I've seen that mixture. Maybe they created one that's all corn. Turns out it's grits. I'm from the South. All right. I know about grits. I lived in Louisiana for 4 years, so I got to eat grits. With butter, grits and butter, and then I've even eaten it with shrimp and grits. I've eaten that. Hello, oldie. Hey, I'm not young. It's like I'll be 60 next year, so I'm not young. It's like I don't claim to be young anymore. I'm an oldie. Ginno, have you ever eaten banana and peanut? Yes. I'm a peanut butter and jelly guy, man. So I've even created my own peanut butter special jelly and bananas. I like the Elvis. I call it the Elvis, right? The peanut butter and banana. It came from Elvis Presley. Made it popular anyway. He made it popular. But that's how Mom just made me some oatmeal right there, sitting there. So after the live stream, I'm eating that. So I got bananas and I'll put peanut butter on it. Will a barako without a tricycle be allowed on the... Yes, here in Panay Island, JP, there is no restriction on motorbikes here on the highway. The restriction would be in Luzon. If you have to go to the South Express toll highway or the North Express highway in Luzon, they have restrictions on the size of motorcycles. I'll research to make sure what the size is. But a Barako might not make it. I know a Barako's 175. Fortune might know. Fortune might know. But here in the province, in Panay Island, in Negros Island, the same thing. We're Dumaguete. Man, I can ride my truck. I can ride Bumblebee on the highway here, man. You know, it's not an issue. Not an issue in the province. Heck, there's like a Carabao drone carriages on the highway here. There's no restriction here. No, that's why I love the province, man. I love the province. The province to me is like the wild, wild west. You know, it's like anything goes in the province here. I'm sure you've seen it on James and Karen's Adventure on their videos. They'll show you like, I mean, there's like animals being transported like in motorcycles here. You know, where else can you see that? You know, it's like somebody holding a pig, somebody holding a goat, you know, back riding on a motorcycle on the highway. Where do you see that? You know, to me, the wild, wild west. I love it. I love it here in Panay Island. Fortune, God bless your artistic daughter. I have special heart for it. Yes, me too. You know, Gub Gub. Remember Gub Gub when he stayed with us for a year? Gub Gub in my mind. Gub Gub's autistic, so I know. I'm glad I experienced that with Gub Gub because before I didn't know a lot about autistic kids. You know, I've seen them in hospital. I worked at the hospital, but I never really understood that 1 year I spent with Gub Gub. Like to me, I always tell Dazzle, Gub Gub is my favorite nephew. I mean, I just love his character. I love, you know, he didn't speak a lot, but he's speaking more now, but he didn't speak a lot when he was here, but I like the way his brain works. He's just like a fun kid, you know, it's like, he had his tantrums, of course. I remember he had tantrums, but like me and him just got along, you know, it's like, I miss that kid, you know, it's like, I always tell Dazzle, that's my favorite nephew, is Gub Gub. You will be good here, JP. Oh, I know. JP ain't got a problem. JP's gonna have a good life here. Or Barako 175 can enter tollways, but regular national roads, highway, it's okay. Yeah, that's what I figure. That's what I figure, Fortune. Thank you for clarifying that with JP. You can ride it on regular highways, but the toll is where you're gonna have the toll roads are like North Luzon Expressway and South Luzon Expressway. They don't want small motorcycles on the highway because, man, you might not want to ride a small motorcycle on those highways because they fly. They fly, you know, those highways, the cars are flying on those tollways, toll highways here. Yes, so many things different there in US, in here. It's a lot simple here. A lot of simple, yeah. A lot of, and like I said, what I like about Panay Island, same thing in Negros Island here in Western Visayas, Central Visayas. What I like, this is still the Wild Wild West, I think. That's what I compare it, you know. Not a lot of rules and regulations, you know. It's like they let you, you know, sometimes I think that's the problem, you know. I mean, I'm not against rules and regulations, but sometimes too much of it. Sometimes too much of it. But here in the province, man, it's like anything goes here. Anything goes here in the province. Yeah, tollways. See right there. Tollways need, man, 400cc. That's a big bike already. I found another bike that was a 250, but it was made in China and cannot bring myself to do that. All right. Good thing, JP. I love you for that. You know, I don't believe in China either, man. I'm not buying a China vehicle or a China motorcycle, man. I'm not, you know, it's like, I do not like China. But tollways are just in Luzon. Yes, tollways, nothing here in Visayas. We do not have tollways here in Visayas. In the provinces, it's a free-for-all. Thank you, Fortune. It is a free-for-all. That's why I said my word for it is this. The province is the wild, wild west. You know, you can ride a motorcycle here and put like 3-4 kids in a motorcycle. You know, there's nothing. You know, it's not. It's common. It's common. I mean, the guy. When I dropped Leanna at school here on Bumblebee, there's a guy there. He's on a motorbike, right? He's on a motorcycle, regular motorcycle, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 4 kids in uniform, little kids. This kid can't be 8 to 12 years old. He's got 4 kids on his motorbike, and he's dropping them off at the Aliana school. And he's the only one wearing a helmet. Sometimes he doesn't even wear a helmet, you know. But the kids, no helmets on the kids. Like I said, the wild, wild west here. Sounds like Thunderdome. Thunderdome. I like the way he navigates the roads. Yeah, I've never been in an accident here. Knock on wood, you know. I'm always careful when I drive. I take my time. Even in Calibo, people that have rode with me will tell you I drive super slow. I let people in. I don't cut in front of people. I don't pass big trucks. I take my time. I'm retired. I'm not in a hurry to get, you know, point A to point B. It's all about getting in one piece, not getting into accident, because I don't want to hit anything. I don't want to hit a person, another vehicle, a tricycle, a motorbike. It's all about taking my time here. Ooh, I've kind of gotten overextended here, so I'm just gonna finish. I'm gonna finish the comments here. I don't want to hold everybody too long. Plus, I got to get going too, man. I got to walk the dogs. I got to go to the gym too. Yeah, unfortunately, I've had experience before in the U.S. with the HOA. Unfortunately, it's the same experience. It's not, but hopefully we'll get it turned around. We got good people now, good people on our HOA now. I miss your chats, walking with Ginno. All right, I'll try to do more. Daniel. I meant any type of vehicle can use on the road. In the provinces, yeah. I mean, any type of vehicle. Some of the vehicles put together, you know, it's like welded together. I've seen some kind of like different parts of a motorbike put together. You just see so many different things here. Good day, Mom Janet. Good day, Mom Janet. Ginno, I think he said La Casa apartment was... Yeah, 20,000 pesos, $350 for a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom even. They have, just depends on what's available. No deposit, fully furnished. Got everything you need, sheets, towels. You might have to get more because, you know, they'll provide like maybe 1 set of sheets and 1 set of towels. But, you know, at least you don't have to buy right away if you're okay with what they got. You know, they got usually washing machine in the unit, so you can wash your own sheets, wash your own towels. They got places to hang, dry them. So yes, renting here at Camellia, it might be a little cheaper, but it's hard to find like a fully furnished unit here. And then you got to worry about Calibo cable installation. You might have to worry about electric being put on your name. You know, there's water being put in your name. Whereas at La Casa Española, it's under their name. You're just paying them monthly. You know, you'll rent, and then whatever electricity, they have separate meters for each of the units, and then you pay for your own electricity. And not many come open now here at Camellia Aklan, because I'm noticing a lot of my neighbors are going with Airbnb more for their houses or their units here, because the Airbnb makes more money. They can charge day to day, week to week. And then I'm sure if you rent one long term here, they're gonna require at least 1 month security deposit, more often 2 months security deposit, and then maybe sign a lease too. At La Casa Española, no lease to sign. You know, it's like you're not locked in. You're not locked into it. Howdy. Hello, Miss Janet. All right, JB, I'm drowning in painting furniture. Oh, Mom Janet. Don't smell too much of the painting for, you know, the fumes. Avoid the fumes. That can get you dizzy. I love painting. I find it relaxing. Even painted houses summer in college. We'll be redecorating dining area. Labor. JP was my elective in college. Oh, okay. Artistic. You're artistic, Mom Janet. When I was deployed, Balkans, we had rehab, repaired their barracks while we were living in cubes. I don't know A grit, I don't know a grit. Grits is pretty good. I like grits. It's like you have to like butter. You gotta like flavor it. Flavor it is what I remember from grits. Not a lot of flavor. If Ginno is old, then I'm old. Are you calling us old? Are you calling us old? Howdy, Janet. Opusel, Scott. All right, JP. Safe passage. All right. Hello, Dazzle. Sister here. Shake. Hello, JP. Ginno. I sent a couple pictures in an email of one of my motorcycles. Oh, all right. Thank you, JP. I'll check it out. Wow, I received a complimentary membership. Salamat donor. All right, salamat donor. All right. Sergeant, I'm okay. I'm doing me at this juncture. Yes, that's important. I thought I would be kicked out of the Canadian if I showed up in a China bike. No, you won't get kicked out. You won't get nobody notices here. No, they don't notice that, JP. You can do and it's like helmet is always good. I know, right? Helmet is always good. Unfortunately, here in our province, helmet is optional. It's mandated by the law, that you wear a helmet. But I would say majority of people, I would say 75% of people here don't wear helmets. Have a safe weekend, Kuya. Thank you, Panay, Posse, Janet, everybody. Thank you. What's with the green headers? I can't read them. Oh, I know the green. I can't read that. That's why I'm having a hard time. I have to like put my hand. I get. I don't know what happened. That's why I even put it on my laptop here, but I'm not able to synchronize it. The comments. What are we now? YouTube green aliens? I know. It's like who created this green? Who created this green? It's making me hard. It's harder for me to read, Mom Janet. I think YouTube is playing around with us. I think YouTube is playing around us. How are you doing this morning, Richard? I'm doing good. I'm trying to finish up, trying to hit all the comments here. I've gone more than my 2 hour. Usually I try to limit to 2 hours. The man, the myth, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend. I don't know about that now. Fortune. Have a great day. It's Chuck. All right, I got to the bottom. Hey, James and Karen. Good morning, James and Karen. In Masbate, please check out James and Karen's adventures on their YouTube channel. Their adventures in Masbate Island. They're having an amazing adventure at Masbate Island. And Ray in the Philippines is also with them. Check out his channel also. And also Thriving Philippine Expat, the channel of Michael White. They are sponsoring James and Karen's and Ray in Masbate Island. Grit and shrimp is, I know, right? I had that. The first time I ate shrimp and grits, it caught me by surprise, actually, Daniel. I had that shrimp and grits when I was living in Louisiana. I fell in love with it. Some of the food that I really enjoyed in Louisiana, shrimp and grits, I love that. Jambalaya, of course. And then my favorite is red beans and rice. I'm a red beans and rice guy after I lived in Louisiana for 4 years. I lived there. I was stationed there. I'm not from there. It's like sometimes people say, I was never a local, but I enjoyed my time in Louisiana. I got to try Cajun food. I got to eat bags and bags of like crawfish because you used to come out of like the grocery store in when I lived in Louisiana. They had these trailers usually attached to like a truck. They'll leave the trailer and they would sell like crawfish boiled. It's like in that Cajun seasoning, spicy, and you peel them, you eat them. It's like they're delicious. YouTube always does. Why take it in stride. To me that's like I said, Mom Jen, I'll do YouTube until YouTube allows me to do live stream, use their platform. But if ever YouTube goes away, then that's it. Right? You never know. I made my background white. I can read the. Oh, okay. I might have to do that. See, See if that works. All right, bye. All right, Mom Janet. Thank you everyone for joining the live stream. Apologize that it got a little extended. I got behind on the comments. I'll work on that next time. I'll move faster through the comments. Take care, everyone. Please enjoy the rest of your weekend. Good morning, Vegas Wheel. Hey, I did the weather already. Vegas Wheel. Tata, panay pasi. Take care, everyone, and please, everyone, stay blessed. Stay blessed.